When Eloise Butler and her fellow botany teachers looked for a natural space to preserve for the benefits of their students and all lovers of wildlife, they found a 3-acre site surrounding a marsh within what was then called Glenwood Park. This they called the Wild Botanic Garden, and it was so known until 1929, when the Park Board renamed it the Eloise Butler Wildflower Garden, in honor of the person who had been its caretaker since 1907. By that time, it encompassed a much larger space. Eloise wrote, "A particular reason for selecting this place was the undrained tamarack swamp. Indeed, most lovers of wild plants are bog trotters," she said, "and find in the depths of the swamp an earthly paradise." Cary George was the 4th caretaker of Eloise Butler's native plant sanctuary. While the garden today is 15 acres, including an upland prairie and oak savanna, to Cary, the marsh was the heart of the garden. Cary retired from his career with the Minneapolis Park and Recreation Board in 2004. His last 13 years spent as the person in charge of the Wildflower Garden. As a tribute to Cary, the Friends are raising funds to restore critical footpath structures in the garden's wetland habitat. These trail segments, including the 3 wooden bridges on Lady Slipper Lane and the wooden bridge next to Mallard Pool, are popular among visitors and very much in need of replacement. We believe that this project in honor of our 4th gardener will be a testimonial to his service as well as to the founder and her vision. The Friends of the Wildflower Garden, formed over 62 years ago, have funded a new garden feature in honor of past caretakers. For Martha Crone, the successor to Eloise Butler, the Martha Crone Shelter was constructed. Her successor was Kenneth Avery, who was an avid birder, which led to the Ken Avery Birding Terrace. For the project in honor of Cary George, certain trail segments in the marsh are being redesigned into a continuous boardwalk to create a safe and accessible walkway through the wetland area. Materials and workmanship of high quality will provide decades of use in this beautiful part of the garden, where Cary worked so diligently to replant and nurture Eloise Butler's tamarack grove. The Friends and the Minneapolis Park and Recreation Board have worked together on a design and funding for the new boardwalk. The basic design of the project is a 4-foot wide wooden walking path over the entire area of Lady Slipper Lane in the marsh, with connecting links to the north end. These areas are frequently wet, with spongy surface conditions. This includes replacing the 3 small cedar bridges that span the water channel in the marsh, and replacing the larger bridge on the path that connects Lady Slipper Lane with the western Geranium Path. It is this section of the project, the area that connects Geranium Path with Lady Slipper Lane, including the larger bridge, that the Friends are putting in place to honor Cary George. This is shown in the left-hand side of this drawing that covers the entire design area. A final design for the project has been approved by the Friends, the Minneapolis Park and Recreation Board, and those in the community who took part in reviewing the plans. Design work and project management is by the Cunningham Group of Minneapolis. The design incorporates a floating pier system comprised of aluminum rails that support a wooden deck that is 4 feet wide and mounted just above the ground surface. The wood surface will be heat-treated ash from local trees. The modular design features 8-foot sections to allow for installation in stages. Each of these sections has a slight curve, consistent with the existing curving pathway through the marsh, so as to preserve the historical experience and use the same space, protecting fragile wetland plants. The section that replaces the old bridge will be enlarged to accommodate a railing and a seating area. For visual reference, this is the wood surface boardwalk in the marsh at the Minnesota Landscape Arboretum. This structure, by comparison, is 7 feet wide, but also has a curve to create a natural fluid path. It was designed by the same landscape architect who was working on the garden project. These new safe and durable trail structures will be humble, modest, and practical too, in the manner that the garden has always been maintained. They will be a fitting tribute to the diligence and dedication of the fourth gardener, Cary George. Cary once wrote to the Friends, "The garden is more than a remnant of what Worth Park used to be. It is different geographically. It has a transcendental spirit. I trust the garden. Yes, it's being squeezed by a consumer-oriented world, but in the end there will always be the garden. The garden is non-materialistic. It is a humble, modest place, unaffected by affluence." The Friends have already committed substantial funds for the development of this project. We anticipate installation will begin late this summer. We do need your help to complete our funding, so please take some time to visit our website for information on bringing this project to completion. With your assistance, we can fulfill our charge to preserve and protect the Eloise Butler Wildflower Garden and honor one of her valiant caretakers.